Hi all, we're jumping in here to lecture 8. This is on section 9.3 on percents. And we're going to start our percents by starting where we started with ratios, and that was with our drawings with boxes. And so the main thing that you need to know here is that a percent is a ratio where the denominator is 100. Okay, so that's the main thing that you're working with. So essentially, everything that we did with ratios is going to be the same percent for percents, only the denominator is going to be 100 all the time. Okay, so first I want to go through some kind of thinking here in terms of how we see percents all the time, and then we'll jump into how we model this. So when you're working with percents, this happens frequently in stores. You went shopping over the weekend and want to buy a shirt that was $29.99, right? Which essentially $30, but the 2 in front makes you think that it's cheaper. So $29.99 and then 25% off. If my budget for the day was $20, can I buy this shirt? Explain your thinking. So a couple of different ways you can think about taking 25% off. First of all, 25% off is 1/4. So if you think about taking 1/4 of 30, okay, so you could say option 1 is taking not 1/2, but 1/4 of 30, which you're then multiplying, that's 30 over 4. And then you can start to reduce that to 15 over 2, and then that's 7.50. Right? Or the same kind of thinking, half of 30 would be $15, and then you're taking half of that, which is $7.50. Now, this is the discount. So then you have to subtract that from the 30. So if that's the discount, then the price of the shirt is going to be 30 minus the $7.50. And you're going to end up at $22.50. So not in your budget. Okay. Some other ways to think about it, if you want 25% off, you can think about what 10% is. So if you're working with $30, then 10% of 30 is going to be $3. So that's 10%. Another 10% would be $3 more. You're at $6 for 20%. And then half of the $3, which is $1.50, would be that extra 5%. So 3 plus 3 plus 1.5 gives you the $7.50 as well. Okay. But needless to say, we're talking about a shirt that's out of your budget because it's $22.50. But then you had a coupon for an additional 15% off, and stores love to do this. So now is it in my budget? So the key thing here is I want you to think about it. Is this 25% off, meaning we added the, is the 25% and the additional 15 the same as 40%? Can I just add my percentages together? The answer to this really has to do with what you're taking the percent of. So if you're taking 25% of the same thing that you're taking 15% of, then you can add them together, and that's 40% of that same thing. But if you're taking 25% off something different, then you can't add them together, right? And the reason why they're not the same is this. So let's think about the 40% off. So if I start with my $30, we said that 10% was $3. So 40% then is going to be 4 times that, or $12. So 40%, so we're going to take off minus the $12, that would be 40%, makes this an $18 deal, right? So definitely within your budget if it's 40% off. However, most coupons read that you're taking the additional 15% off is off the sale price, not the original. So that means that the 25% off is off the original. So we're going with what we had before. So that's your $30 minus the $7.50 to bring you to a sale price of $22.50. Then you're going to take the additional 15% off. But now you're taking 15% off the sale price, so off of this amount. So 10% there. Move your decimal place over, that's 225. And then half of that, which is the 5%, so half of 2 is 1, half of 25 is 0.125, right? And then you're adding that together. So then the 15% would be $3.375, right? Or $3.38. Now you're subtracting that from the $22.50. So you're taking $22.50 minus $3.375, right? Which is past tense, but that's okay. And let's see, what do we end up with here? So $3 off would take us down to $19.50, and then 38 cents off of 50 is going to give us 19. 50 minus 38 gives you 12-ish. right? So approximately $19.12. Notice that these two are not the same thing. Okay, so both things do put it within your budget. However, it's not the same as 40% off. So keep in mind that the only time you can add percentages together is when you're taking a percentage of the same thing, right? If you're taking percentages of a budget and you're taking all the same, that's totally fine, right? But if you're taking different percentages of different things, then you can't add them together, okay? All right, so that's kind of an everyday example that you might see when you're out shopping. And one of the things we want to start with is representing our percentages visually, right? So the first thing we did with boxes and diagrams when it came to our ratios. So the same thing here. What we're going to use to do that is our hundredths grids from when we worked with decimals. And so if we think about using this hundredths grid here, that's 100 boxes and I don't have to draw them. That's the reason why we use it, right? So it's already 100 boxes and I'm going to shade in the percentage. So in this case, when I'm looking at 12%, I'm going to shade in 12 boxes. You got a 10 by 10 square. So that is one whole row plus 2 extra boxes, right? So there's my 12%. Okay, 12 out of 100. For 138%, that's 138 boxes. That means I'm actually going to need 2 of these guys. And I'm going to need to shade in all of one of them. So let me do that. So I get a whole one. There's my first 100 boxes. Plus I need an additional 38 boxes. So then I need 3 rows. And an additional 8. Okay, so there's my 138%. It's more than one whole box. Then we've got 5%. So 5% would be 5 boxes. So it would look just like that, right? And keep in mind that this is then 5 out of 100, or as a decimal, it's 0.05 because it's 5 out of 100th. So 5 hundredths. And then 0.5%, you'd actually have to go and cut one of these boxes in half. Maybe I can go corner to corner. Let's see. And talk about half of a box, right? And so that's half, or 0.5, out of 100. So that's actually 5 out of 1,000, right? Or 0.005. And that's where kind of that idea of moving the decimal place comes from. Okay, and so from here, then we're going to start representing our decimals. So I believe this is already done in the video that's already up. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this one here. And if I need to go through this separately, I'll do that in a separate video.